The finals is dead. And Embark are a horrible studio that can't fix the game and they killed it. Wait, hold up. Did you seriously think I was gonna say this? That's absolute nonsense, it's ridiculous. Yes, the game is in sort of a content drought right now, but let's not also forget how piss poor the state of most other shooters is at the moment. The finals is absolutely chilling. That being said, it also has its fair share of problems that prevent it from really blowing up in popularity, and that's what we're gonna discuss today. We're gonna talk about what Embark do right and what they do wrong. What are the reasons people are quitting the game or just refuse to try it outright, and potential solutions on how to fix them. And I wanna prefix this by saying that we won't be going over
"Oh, this gun is broken and this gadget is whatever."
Instead, we're gonna look at the long-term issues that have been plaguing the game since the start. And by the way, stay tuned, because as promised in my last video, I've got an exclusive interview on the matter at the end. It's a way different perspective than what y'all may be expecting, so you know it's gonna be fire. Also, at last I just wanna say that, as always, I'll try to keep this video as positive as possible. Although don't think that this will make me portray stuff to appear better than they actually are. There is so much negativity and hate in the finals content space right now that I feel like it's unnecessary for me to make this disclaimer. But just in case, know that I aim to speak the truth as it is here, and ain't gonna be sugarcoating anything. Alright, so let's begin with the first set of issues I've got a problem with, and that's inconsistent game content schedules. Let me explain. One of the biggest selling points of the finals in my opinion is the weekly updates, and recently there's been a huge drought. Like, let's be serious, can we count the weekly store patch as new content? I don't think so. And that's kinda all we've been getting lately. And I understand that recently the devs were on a mandatory vacation because of Sweden laws. So anyway, in Season 1 and 2 we had a lot more content than right now. In Season 1 we had actual events tied with a game mode like Steal the Spotlight and Smoking Guns. Those were fire, by the way. But yeah, where is our big mid-season update this season? I do realize that if we look at other games we are kind of spoiled because the finals probably still pushes out more content than everyone. But the thing is though, when you give constant updates to people all the time and then a little drought comes, they are gonna be mad and complain because they are used to having more. And by the way, I think the finals community itself is also a problem, but I'ma get to that in a bit. So yeah, I wish we had sort of a roadmap that they provide for each season like Call of Duty does. Don't you agree that this will only help by generating even more hype for the new season? In fact, I took inspiration from COD and made this little concept thingy right here. I know it's kinda shit, but bear with me. As you can see, everything that came in Season 3 is mentioned, but what I want you to focus on is here where it says expect during season. And this is where I'm gonna clarify that I want actual weapons and gadgets coming mid-season. Like actual content. I get that this is a lot to ask considering that Embark is a small studio, so it may be a problem for them to make and test, not to mention balance more weapons and gadgets than they already do right now. But that way the stream of content will be way more consistent and people will have an actual reason to come back to the game in the middle of the season. I don't know, but I think it may be worth it for them to try it out next season. So yeah. Also smash like if you wanna see a Kimbo Desert Eagles for Heavy come to the game. Like that would be so fire. See Embark, I'm literally giving you free ideas right now. Anyway, we got through a content drought. Now let's talk about another huge issue, which in my opinion is broken metas that hold on for way too long. Do you remember the nukes back in Season 1? It took them a whole ass season to get rid of them. And how many people quit because of nukes? Quite a lot from what I've heard. Furthermore, if you've been following competitive the finals and high level play, you would know that for 2 whole seasons the only compositions that we used to see were double medium heavy and double heavy medium. 2 whole seasons. Only this season we are starting to see some lights in high level World Tour play. But yeah, competitive finals is not really a thing anyway. Let me up about something more significant. I can't stress enough how displeased I am with the community around this game. Like, the finals is a hell underrated game with truly amazing devs and like the worst community possible. And if you're offended by this, you're exactly one of the crybabies I'm talking about. Because the thing is, despite what I said previously, again, Embark keep pushing out way more content than all of their competitors. They communicate with the player base in a way I've never seen before in other games, and really try to cater to everyone. No one is left behind. Yet y'all still keep complaining. And yes, the game has issues, but unlike your Activision, Embark are actually asking for your feedback and fixing them. It may sometimes take a bit, cause they are a way smaller company with smaller budgets, but they are actually fixing them. Nukes are a good example. So yeah, guess who isn't doing shit about their game other than adding overpriced ass skins. It starts with an A, but I can already think of multiple other companies as well. But anyway, let me get back to my point. Do I think the game is in its best, most optimal state? Hell no! It does need a lot of changes. And on that note, I really respect every one of you that keeps providing valuable feedback and criticism to the devs. But again, on the other hand, there are so many others that just keep complaining about the most minuscule shit, like little spoiled toddlers. As if they want this game to fail or something. And that's just painting the wrong picture for everyone outside of the community. And I hate the fact that most people have brought this habit from their previous games. Cause for example, in Apex the whole community had to go on a riot for them to change anything. And that just proves my point. And at the same time hurts the finals so much. Because people who've never tried the game will see all that negativity on social media and think that the finals is just as bad of a game with shitty devs as what they are already playing. And that couldn't be further from the truth. And then don't even get me started on content creators. Y'all are literal drama queens. You've been saying that the game is gonna die for 3 seasons now, and yet it's still here, and people play and enjoy it. My comments are literal proof, and I'm quite a small channel. Thank y'all so much, by the way, I really appreciate it. But yeah, as a community we need to do better. And lastly, and in my opinion the biggest problem of them all, is the advertising. Or rather, the lack of it. I know people who play only FPS games all the time, and if it weren't for me they wouldn't have even heard of the finals. And I've been seeing your comments about this as well. Literally everything the finals needs is an extensive marketing campaign. Where has that been for 3 seasons now? People forgot about this game's existence. And on top of there being a lack of advertising, the little advertising that already existed sucks ass. I've said this and I'll say it again. They need to emphasize on destruction way more than they already do right now. And I'm talking about the actual practical uses of destruction, like blowing the Forerunner cashouts to prevent stealing, or making cheek angles to shoot through. Because almost no other game has this, and that's one of the things that makes the finals so unique. Like you can watch the whole season 3 trailer, and you see nothing about the destruction, which is the main selling point of this game in my opinion. It literally looks as if it doesn't have it, like the game looks like another generic shooter to outside people. And on that note, you remember how I mentioned something about interviews? Well, I interviewed some of my friends that will just refuse to play the finals no matter what, and here is what they had to say on the matter. From the outside looks like a very generic FPS. Even if you dive deeper into the game and find out it isn't your generic FPS, it still gives a vibe of a casual arcade shooter, which is not something I'm looking for. Exactly in line with what I've been saying. They fail to sell what the finals really is, and in my opinion it's exactly the opposite of what's said here. People don't know about the destruction, the complexity of the game, the weekly updates, the competitiveness. And yes, I mean you can laugh however you want, but the finals is literally a game show, like it's meant to be competitive in my opinion. Even further, I asked my man Sin over here about what his thoughts are on the player count. You can pause if you wanna read, but my take is, you know how in my last video I showed the finals dev claiming they had over 300k active players. Why are we not releasing this data anywhere in the advertising? Outside people think this game is dead, when that's not the case. 300k doesn't sound dead to me, so why are we afraid to show these numbers around? What's the issue with making an ad that says join the 300k people that play the game every day? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen the same ads for other games, so it's gotta work, right? So anyway, what's the solution to all of this? Market the game better. I've seen almost all the finals content on any platform. How they approach that is something they have to figure out. If somebody that doesn't even play the game sees these things that I see and complain about as somebody with many hundreds of hours, I think we have a problem. Anyway, we got a few other people and way more to go over with these interviews, but that would need a whole separate video just for itself, so let me know if you want me to actually dedicate my time just for that. As always, I would love to read your opinions on the matter in the comments. Do you agree with me and what would you suggest yourself? After all, we are all here because we love this game and we want it to succeed and thrive. And I'm not here to put anyone down and talk negatively about the game in any way, which you would know if you've seen my previous 2 videos. I just want to state the facts today. As always, thank you so much for listening to my yapping. So anyway folks, I want to thank you so much for watching till here and for all of your support on my previous 2 videos. You lot are truly inspiring and I wish I could bring you even more content than I already do. I hate to make excuses, but who knew adult life would be so difficult? Anyway, I'm already working on my next video and I hope that won't take me a full month. Again, thank you so much for watching till the end. As always, do the usual YouTube business if you enjoyed this and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.